So we've kind of slid in the last maybe 20 years to consumption, where
Right.
we're consuming TikTok videos, we're watching TV. I believe we're born to create.
Right.
How how do you like balance the digital consumption that's easy to kind of fall into versus creating your journey, your life?
Yeah. So I unfortunately, good or bad, I'm a news junkie, right? And I also have to balance out being a Rotary governor and becoming more and more essentially of a public figure as a leader of a leader of a pretty large organization.
Mhm.
So it's important to consume a lot of social media, I think, in my role to make sure I'm always keeping abreast of the good things our clubs are doing. I see their post, and obviously most social media is pretty, at least Instagram, Facebook, the main platforms, LinkedIn are always talking about positive things. So, I think it's important to understand what clubs are doing from a positive way, but then have those conversations when you find out that people are, having some challenges, right, and helping them fix that. But yeah, I worry about that other day. Yeah, in fact, I worry about that all the time. In fact, the other day when we had this AI class, one of the questions I asked of the AI experts were, what do he asked like what our concerns were, and I said essentially I'm worried about people not being creative anymore. Like, and you got to balance that out because AI could theoretically start doing your thinking, but to me there's always gonna be a place for it, but people have to learn how to use it. But there is a fine balance, and again, I worry a lot being somebody who's very concerned about youth in general and trying to help youth out about consuming too much social media, because I really truly believe that it's starting to become a crisis where especially students,
Mhm.
developing teenagers are getting way too much of their self-worth and their values from social media.